In this video, we will see what is the need of type conversion and typecasting and how we can perform that in Java. So why do we need typecasting? Let me give you an example. Suppose we have two variables, the one is integer type and another one is long type. As we can see that this value can be easily fit inside this integer type variable. So let's see what happens when I try to assign the value of this variable long to data type variable integer e is equal to f, and I will also print the value to see the output. E execute. Type mismatch, cannot convert from long to int. See, the problem here is that the long is 8-byte data type and integer int is 4-byte data type, and we cannot directly fit the 8-byte data type data inside a 4-byte data type. In that case, we need explicit typecasting, or we also say manual typecasting. So there are two types of typecasting. The first one is widening or automatic casting, and the second one is narrowing and manual. So if I try to do the reverse operation, if I try to assign this integer variable to this long variable, then there will be no problems. Yes, I can easily do that. So this is the example of automatic casting. Automatic casting is done when the data of source data type can easily fit inside destination data type. So here the data is 4-byte and the space available, that is a long data type, so it has 8-byte space, so it can easily fit inside this long variable f. So this was an example of automatic casting. When we try to convert a byte into short and a short into an integer and an integer into long and a long into a float and a float into a double, in all these cases automatic typecasting take place. We just need to assign the source data type variable to the destination data type variable, and all the typecasting will be done at the compilation time. There is one more thing to notice here, that the long is an 8-byte data type and float is a 4-byte data type. So let's see what happens if I try to do the type conversion between them. F is assigned to G and let's print G. So there was no problem with that, although the data limit for float is only 4 bytes and for long it is 8 bytes. This thing is rare because Java does not allow automatic typecasting in case when the source data type is of the larger size and the destination data type is of the smaller size. But this is a rare case. Another thing is we cannot convert from byte or short to char, even though both situation does not have any size limitations. So in both cases we need to do this manually. We need to perform the manual typecasting in both these cases. For example, if I do this, then it will throw an error, cannot convert from byte to char, even though the byte holds only 1 byte data and char holds 2 byte data. You must be thinking that why it may allow to do this. I want to tell you one thing, that char data type stores the ASCII value of this character, of one character. In this case, the value of ASCII value of A is 65. 65, I think. Yes, let me check. Yes, the value of A, ASCII value of A is 65. Next is manual typecasting. Manual typecasting is also very simple. What we need to do is we need to add the destination data type and close by parenthesis like this. This is an example of manual typecasting. Suppose we need to convert a floating data type to an integer data type, then E is equal to F, and I will put int like this. Execute. 71. Sorry, it was a long, not a float. Float is G. 72. As you can see, the value was converted to integer and all the values after the decimal points are eliminated. Similarly, we can do all the manual typecasting like this, where the automatic typecasting cannot be done. As you have already seen, all the primitive data types can be converted with above two methods. However, it is not possible to do that with Boolean data type. Therefore, we need another method to do that. We can use the ternary operator. For example, if I want to convert this Boolean data type into integer, then I can say int. Sorry, I have already declared an integer value. I will use that. Int is equal to a question mark, then 1 0. As we can see, the value of this Boolean operator is true, so it should be 1 1, and if we make this false, then it will become 0. Yes, we can also do this reverse operation using the same ternary operator. If E is equal to 0, or say if E is greater than 0, then it will be 1, sorry, it will be true, otherwise it will be false. True, and if we make the value of int as 0, then it will be false. Next is string to numeric and numeric to string conversion. Sometimes we may have some strings in a program containing numeric data. For example, any input taken from user is a string in Java. So in order to use that input as numeric, we need to do typecasting. There are basically two numeric data types that we usually use. The first is int and the second one is float. So if we want to convert a string to an integer type, then we can use this function integer. Integer is the class and the function is parseInt function or method, and we need to provide the string as an input argument, and then we will assign this to an integer variable. Let's see, 1 2 3, and that is a numeric value. You will not notice it. Let me perform some mathematical operations to this. Let's add 2 and then see 125. And if we want to convert this into float, then the function method is float is the class, and the function is static function is parse float. Sorry, we need to assign this value to a floating point variable. So g is the floating point variable, 0. Oh, there is no problem with the program. I am actually printing the value of e, so let's make it g and execute it again. 123, and it is a floating point number. And if we want to perform the reverse operation from numeric to string, then we can use this method. String is the class and value of is the method inside that class. It is a static method, so we do not need to create an object for this. So we will provide this any integer, any numeric value, let's say g, and I will assign this to variable I, and then I will print the variable I. I need to put a semicolon here. 72.5. Let's see if this is an integer value, sorry, if it is a floating value or a string value. Let's perform an mathematical operation, and it is actually concatenating the string instead of adding this value 2 into this number. So it is definitely a string. So this is all for this video.